Hello, good morning students of class 12 commerce. Welcome to Pandasar's virtual class on development economics. Today we are going to start the first chapter of development economics, and the first topic is the condition of Indian economy before the advent of British. That means, the British people ruled us for more than over 200 years, and during that time actually the chief policy of colonial expansion was everywhere in the world, and the pioneer of this colonial expansion that is the British people who once again very proudly said that we have an empire where the sun never sets. That means almost in every part of the globe they have established their colonies, and they came to India as traders and gradually developed their influence, and a time came when they became the owner of the India or Indian nation. So thus we would like to know what was the condition of our economy before British period, what was the condition of Indian economy during the British period, and what is the condition of Indian economy after the British left India in the year 1947. So, in your entire development books, we will be dealing with these three factors, these three things, that the condition of Indian economy. First part is before British period, second part is during British period, and third part is after the British period till now. So, the first section is condition of Indian economy before the British period or before the advent of British rule in India. So, India was never a poor country. It is quite rich with natural resources. Plenty of natural resources were there. Until now, we have plenty of natural resources, even after centuries of exploitation by different countries, like the Mughals, like the British. But never to blame. Obviously, the British people exploited us. They ruled us very mercilessly. They gained a lot, but they gave us too many things that contributes to our present status and that helped the development of our economics. So before that, we would like to know what is economic development. We have already discussed this also in microeconomics, that economic development, the concept of economic development is strictly related to more production of final goods and services. But if we expand the idea, what we find that only producing more goods and services is not development. Along with the production of more goods and services, which increases the GDP count, there must be enough change or positive change in the lifestyle of people, and there must be welfare of people. So, like change in lifestyle, betterment of lifestyle, welfare of people, and more GDP. These three combinedly contributes to the development of a nation or the development of an economy. So, before the British came to India, India was basically an open economy. You see, I have only written here the points only for explanation, and what the notes and question answer I will send. You will find all these points along with their explanations. So it's not a problem. Only for the sake of discussion only, I have written only the keywords. So India was an open economy. India has been an open economy always during the British period and now also. So what is an open economy? Open economy means an economy unlike China, which was a closed economy. So open economy allows all other countries to trade with it. That means India has been an open economy. That means India sells its final goods and services to other countries of the world, and it purchases goods and services from other countries of the world. So this is the definition of an open economy. So we will start from the main things, the condition of Indian economy, that is life expectancy, birth rate, death rate, and infant mortality rate. So one by one we will discuss what is life expectancy. Life expectancy of people means in a normal condition, if what is the number of year a person is supposed to live when his health is quite normal, no abnormality is there. So abnormal health and normal health and normal condition, in both the situation, what is the minimum number of years or what is the number of years a person is supposed to or expected to live? That is life expectancy. And next to it, birth rate. What is birth rate? Birth rate is calculated out of 1000. That means from 1000 women in a given year, what is the number of child born? Suppose out of 1000 women, 200 new child born, then the birth rate is 200 per 1000 women. And death rate. Death rate is what is the number of people die. What is the number of people die out of 1000 people in a given year is called death rate. And what is infant mortality rate? Infant mortality rate is basically out of 1000 newborn child, before completing 1 year of age, how many child actually die due to complicacy or due to different complicacy. That is infant mortality rate. So in all these conditions, in all these things, that is life expectancy was quite low before the British period, because the health infrastructure was not sufficient. Then birth rate, it was very high during that period. Birth rate was very high. And death rate, why birth rate was high? Because people believed in the concept that more people in the family means more income and more prosperity. Death rate was also quite high because of lack of health infrastructure, and infant mortality rate was also very high, which is never. That means lower life expectancy, high birth rate, high death rate, and high infant mortality rate are never some good indications for the development of an economy. It says that if all these things are true, then we can say that the country is not in a developing phase. That's why, due to all these things, due to all these factors, the development rate of India before British period was quite low. Now, come to lower level of economic development. And what are the other reasons apart from these are the consequences due to low level. Why low level of economic development was there? Because these factors, that is life expectancy was low, birth rate was very high, death rate was, birth rate high means there was a lack of employment opportunity, death rate was very high, and infant mortality rate was very high. So this contributes to the lower level of Indian economic development. And what are the other factors, what are the other things that are related to lower level of Indian economic development? Those are, and you know that during that time, India was an open and self-sufficient economy. So I have already explained the meaning of open economy, an economy or a nation or a country. See, but in economics we say economy, in political science we say a nation, and in history we say a kingdom. All three are same concept, that indicates the geographical boundary and all the resources along with all the people who live during a definite boundary of a country. So India was an open economy, that means India allowed other countries to trade with India and India itself traded with other countries. That is the meaning of open. And self-sufficient. Self-sufficient means India did not purchase much things from other countries, because whatever, and you know that during those times the human want was not very complex, it was very limited. That means people demanded tomato, but they never demanded tomato sauce. And India was self-sufficient in the sense that all the required things, goods and services by Indian people were produced in India itself, almost. So that is the meaning of open and self-sufficient economy. Then India was an agrarian economy. Agrarian economy is an economy where agriculture, the primary sector, played the pivotal role in the contribution to the GDP. That means a major part of the GDP, say more than 60 or 70% of the GDP came from the agricultural activities. That's why India was called during that time an agrarian economy. That means industrial sector was not so developed, it was very limited, and the major source of Indian income was agriculture. Then the next point is indigenous technology. During those times, indigenous technology developed by India is called indigenous technology. So India mainly followed indigenous technology, which was quite backward in nature. That means we plowed land with the help of bullocks, and we didn't use power tiller or combined harvester or say tractor. That is indigenous technology. And India was an open economy, we have already discussed, and the primary sector was the main contributor to the GDP. More than 70% of the GDP was coming from primary sector, that is the forestry, the fisheries, the agriculture, etc. Then no estimation of GDP. This is one of the major points that see if we never conduct an exam at the end of a specific period of time, then how we can say that we are developing or we are not developing? The same way as the mark or the results of an exam is the indicator of our development, the same way in essence indicator of development was its GDP. Means GDP increased means the nation developed. So, unfortunately, the systematic estimation of GDP was not done during the period before the British came to India. And handicraft, even during the British period also, there was no systematic estimation of GDP, because the prime motto, the prime ambition of the British people was to exploit India and never allow the nation of India to develop economically or in other aspects. And during those time, before the British period, the most sought after sector of India was the handicraft industry. And the handicraft product of India were highly praised and highly demanded in the neighboring nations. That's why India used to sell its handicraft product to other nations because it was highly demanded there. And during that time, the sea route was quite prosperous. That means India did trade with other countries using the sea routes. And Indian sea routes exploitation was quite remarkable during those days. So these are the things that indicates the condition of Indian economy before the British came to India. And tomorrow we will be discussing about what was the condition of Indian economy during the British period. So you collect the notes you just go through the discussion today and check your books. The first chapter, that means the condition of Indian economy before the British period, and if any doubt arises, just ask me to clarify. Thank you and have a nice day.